Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new Minecraft PSP update video. In this video we're going to be looking at a bit of a time lapse again. Once more it's going to be doing some more stuff with the blocks. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So for today's video, what I really started doing was that I went ahead and started working on sound effects for blocks. So I created basically a sound event type and sounds like that, which would eventually be sent to our master event bus, which would then be listened to by the music manager or the sound manager of the entire game. And once those are found, it's going to go ahead and play them, given the correct 3D positional audio. But as for now, basically what I've done is defined all the types for different types of blocks, including basically your wood, cloth, glass, and other sort of sounds like that, like sand and gravel, anvils, snow, ladders, and probably a few more that I'm not necessarily saying right now. I think stone. But basically all those different sound effects are going to be added into the game, and that's going to basically be our block sort of step, place, break, falling, and hit sounds. So that's going to be very useful for basically playing the game. Going ahead after that, basically what I did was that I added a bunch of block metadata, including things that basically would mark them as being specifically like stairs, stuff like that. I also added materials to every single block, so every block basically consists of different materials and things like that as well. I went ahead and decided to create basically a sub sort of class of it that would basically specify updates for blocks. So if one block were to be updated, it would trigger a sort of snowball reaction among the blocks nearest to it to update as well, which is the same feature in the same case as what happens in Minecraft Java Edition. So if a block gets updated, it basically tells the other blocks around it to update as well, and if those update, that triggers a chain reaction, otherwise it doesn't. This way we can still have stuff like sand falling in the same sort of manner, where if you break like the central block, it continues to cause block updates all around it, and this way we can have certain listeners for certain events. This is a very useful sort of subsystem, and it's actually kind of cool. I also went ahead and did things like creating the baseline classes for stuff like growable blocks, such as like your wheat. So that means that at a certain stage, it's going to go ahead and go up and up and up, and that's going to be determined by random tick events. This brand new block subsystem is quite good, and it's a lot better than what I previously have had, and it's going to allow us to do a lot more and add a lot more into the game. I also want to do the same thing for items and item blocks as well. Right now, basically my goal is to finish fleshing out the block registry system. Then I want to go ahead and start working on the item registry system and adding all the items into the game. After that, basically, it's going to have support for rotational placing in blocks and stuff like that, which don't necessarily matter too much, but it's going to be a feature of that. And then the real sort of progress that I'm going to have to do is updating the renderer, because the current rendering system is not up to date with this new block system. So that's a brief survey of basically the changes that need to be added. I'm also going to be working later on Stardust Engine, adding a lot more 2D functionality to the Stardust Engine alongside UI stuff, because I've not necessarily been able to work on Stardust Engine, especially with a bunch of little projects here and there. I also want to do some work on sort of an exploratory project that I think would be actually a really cool sort of just computer science related project in general. It would be basically creating a virtual machine and using a virtual machine interpreter on the PSP, which would be really cool to actually see. So you could get something like the JVM working. That's necessarily going to be the example that I'm going to be choosing, and it's going to be a pretty cool project if I do decide to do it. So thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.